All right, let's go. Let's start the next cycle with Journey Up the Anduin, the first quest in the Wilds of Rovanion Deluxe, which is a part of the Ered Mithrin cycle. So we need to set a couple cards out of play. We're going to create the Evil Creatures deck. We are going to discard cards until we get a location and add that location to the staging area. So there's the 2 cards we set aside. And now let's just look at side 1B. So traveling north, 10 progress needed. Forced, after placing progress here from questing successfully, place a resource here. And then forced, at the beginning of the encounter phase, remove that resource, then add the top card of the Evil Creatures deck to the staging area. We cannot defeat this stage if there are any evil creatures in play. The evil creatures are this deck, which is made from all the enemies from the Wilderlands encounter set from the core box. So you're going to have 8 enemies in that little Evil Creatures deck. All right. Who's going to help us with this? We have Haldir of Lorien. Yep, he's back. So Lore, Sylvan Ranger Scout, 9 threat, 2/3/1/3, ranged, and then combat action. If you have not engaged an enemy this round, Haldir of Lorien can attack an enemy not engaged with you. So that means he can attack up into the staging area. We're bringing a new hero along with us. I'm going to try to bring a new hero on every quest we play. So this is Thurindeer. He's lore, 8 threat, 2/2/04 Dunedain Ranger. He gets +1 willpower for each side quest in the victory display. And then you can search your deck for a side quest and add it to your hand, and then you shuffle your deck as a setup ability. So you do that after you draw your opening hand. We also have Eowyn. So Tactics Eowyn, she's 9 threat, but when you set her up, you get to reduce your threat by 3. She's 4 willpower, 1/1/3, and then action, raise your threat by 3 to ready Eowyn. She gets +9 attack until the end of the phase, limit once per game for the group. So she gets to do 1 big attack. So this quest is amazing for side quests because if we ever place progress on the main quest, we got to add one of these evil creatures to the staging area. And if we have side quests in play, we just quest against those while we build up our board state. So then that means we never place progress from questing successfully on the main quest. And then when we think we can just dump 10 progress on the quest all at once, we get to basically avoid that effect the entire game. So that's my plan. I want some side quests. I'm going to draw my opening hand. I'm going to gather information if I don't have it in my hand, and then I'll use gather information to find me another side quest, and that's going to allow me to build my board state. This deck will lose against this quest. Stick around to the end of the video to watch some clips from my first game where I did lose, mainly because if I don't get a defender out, a defending ally, I can run into some major trouble. Okay, so we discarded cards and we ended up getting the Lonely Lands, so it's a 2 threat, and it gets +2 threat if I play an event during the quest phase while it's in the staging area. You place the event underneath it, and it keeps getting more threat for every event you play. Okay, so there's Hands Upon the Bow, Foe Hammer, Ever Vigilant. Ooh, there's Furial. She's great. There's a weapon. Great. Ooh, and the Vigilante Dunedante. The Vigilant Dunedain, one of my favorite cards. This is a great hand because I have a weapon in Foe Hammer, and I also have Furial and the Vigilant Dunedain, which are 2 big allies I want to get in play. If things go right, I should be able to go 2 or 3 rounds without having to engage an enemy and just slowly build my board state. So I have time to get those big allies in play. All right, so now I am doing the setup ability of Thurindeer and looking for the side quest. There it is, gather information. And my threat is 23. So gather information is going to be the active quest until I clear it. And once it's cleared, I get to search my deck for a card and add it to my hand. So that's how you can basically just quest against side quests for the first few rounds against this quest. And it's a real good tech against this quest. So giving the deck a good shuffle, there we go. And then we're going to start the round. So using my custom tracker, so there's the resources across the top, and I draw a card. And oh yes, my 1 copy of East Road Ranger, +2 willpower when she's questing against a side quest. That's great. Okay, so gather info is free, so that's going up in staging. That's going to be our active quest. And then Haldir is going to get the Dagger of Westernaise, +1 attack, +2 if the enemy has an engagement cost higher than your threat. All right, we're sending 6 on the quest, and we reveal another location. So it's a 3 threat location that when it's explored, we have to take the top evil creature off of the evil creatures deck and put it in play engaged with us. We make 1 progress. We go to the next round. I mean, these first couple rounds are pretty quick. Okay, another dagger. So I only have 1 tactics resource, and I'd like to save it for either Ever Vigilant or Hands Upon the Bow. I don't think I need another weapon on Haldir at the moment. Plus, there's a treachery that could make him start to discard attachments, so I'm kind of nervous to load him up with attachments. But there's also a treachery that makes me lose all the cards in my hand, so pick your poison, I guess. I'm just going to send AO in for 4 against 2. Unfortunately, we reveal a 3-threat location, so I am underquesting by 1. When I explored that active location, I would have had an evil creature put in play engage with me, so I wanted Thurindeer ready to defend, and then hopefully Haldir could have killed it, but unfortunately 3-threat means I didn't place any progress. Alright, let's go into the next round, and I'm going to draw a Miner of the Iron Hills. That's great, because I can get rid of that condition attachment that makes me discard my other attachments. But we're not putting him in play, we're putting in Furial. She quests for 3, and then she has a response. After she commits to the quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck, and if we don't like it, we can discard it. Now, she commits with everybody else, so you don't get to take a peek and then decide how many other characters to send. But her ability is so amazing. It's another way to get rid of some of these really nasty treacheries. This whole cycle has treacheries that kind of drive me nuts. One discards your hand, one discards attachments, and one discards all your resources. So it really slows you down. All right. I'm now going to start trying to save up for that Vigilant Dunedain. So I'm not going to play a weapon on Haldir, and Éowyn and Furial can quest for 7, but I'm currently up against 5. And I don't want my threat to go up, so I think I will send Thurindeer. So we will be sending a total of 9 against 5. And we reveal another wooded riverbank, another 3-threat location. So we make 1 progress exactly, which clears the active wooded riverbank, and that means the top card of the Evil Creatures deck is now engaged with us. Let's see what it is. Okay, good. It is Wargs. So 2/3/1/3, you probably recognize this card. If it doesn't get a shadow with an effect, it bounces back up. I'm just glad it's not the Hill Troll. I mean, that's how you lose. So you get a Hill Troll from an effect like this, with this board state, and that's instant death for me. Okay, so the Wargs, I need to decide if I'm going to travel. I think I will travel to this Gladden Fields. It's 3-threat, and you raise your threat by an additional 1 during the refresh phase. And I got to take this undefended because I never drew a cheap defender. No shadow, thank goodness. That also would have ended my game. So this deck is a little risky to play, especially if you get those wooded riverbanks. But there was no shadow, so it bounces back up to the staging area, which is annoying, but I have Hands Upon the Bow. So let's play Hands Upon the Bow, and we will exhaust Haldir and shoot that Warg down. So it is now added to its own discard pile. The Evil Creatures deck has its own discard pile. And we have Foe Hammer, so I get to draw 3 cards. Ooh, there's another side quest, and it's a good one. And Straight Shot is good, and Lembas is good. Lembas is actually perfect right now, because Thurindeer just took 3 damage. All right, that was awesome. So we'll go into the next round, and Quick Beam. Okay, great. I just really wanted to get another ally in play, and Quick Beam can come in, because I'm trying to save up for that Dunedain. All right, we're going to play the Storm Comes up into the staging area, and we're going to play Lembas on Thurindeer so he can heal 3 and ready. The Storm Comes lets me play the first ally without a resource match. That'll help me get the Vigilant Dunedain in play. Quick Beam's going to come in for 2, and I'm going to damage him so he's ready. So that's great, and then that's me remembering I should have raised my threat by an additional point thanks to the Gladden Fields. And then I'm going to quest against the Storm Comes. I'm going to try to get the Vigilant Dunedain in play. So if I send everybody except Quick Beam and Haldir, we are 9 against 5, but unfortunately it's a 4-threat enemy. Nope, Furial says go away, and it gets replaced by something worse. So it's the Frenzied Creatures, so I got to grab the top card. It's another Warg. This gets attached to it, and the Wargs are now +1 to their stats, and they're immune, which really stinks because that means Haldir can't target it up in the staging area because it's immune, and it's going to come down and engage us anyway. But just remember, immune enemies cannot be targeted by Haldir. All right, so we made 1 progress. We're going to engage these Wargs. I'm going to ready Thurindeer with Lembas, and he's going to heal. And I was thinking of having him defend. That's why I did that, but I also just wanted to get him healed. But he can't take this attack because the Wargs are attacking for 4. So that means Quick Beam is going to have to die. So I'm glad I got Quick Beam in just so I could survive this attack. And there is a shadow. Okay, great. Remove 1 progress from the current quest. Now the current quest at this stage, at this phase I should say, is the main quest. As soon as you're out of the quest phase, the side quest you were questing against is no longer the active quest. It reverts back to the main quest as soon as you're out of the quest phase. So if I had had progress on the main quest, it would have went away, but I don't remove progress from the side quest because that is not the current quest. All right, I raised my threat by an additional 1. We got to get that location out of there, and we get another straight shot. Okay, well, there are quite a few enemies that have 0 defense. That's why that card is in here. We have enough resources to put in this East Road Ranger, so she costs 3, and she's going to quest for 3 while committed to a side quest. So that's going to be great. Get a little more willpower on the table. And as long as we don't have to engage an enemy this round, the Vigilant Dunedain is coming in next round. So that's going to help a lot. All right, so sending to the quest, I need to clear one of these side quests. So we're going to go against Gather Information. I need to clear it, and I'm going to have 4 tactics resources anyway next round. So getting the resource match removed for the first ally is not important since I'm going to have 4 resources anyway. So that is 6, and then if I send Eowyn, we'll be at 10, and then, yeah, I guess I'll send Thurindeer as well. So we're sending 12, and we are up against 5, and we get, oh man, that's a big enemy. Can I handle it? Furial could get rid of it. It's 4 threat. So if I add 4 threat, I make 3 progress. 3 progress is not going to be enough to clear the side quest thanks to the active location, but I can actually start damaging that warg with Haldir, so I'm okay with that. Now you might notice that token on Thurindeer. What happened was when I was playing, I forgot there was an active location, so I thought I cleared Gather Information, so I started to do all that, and I put his boost on there, and then I realized I had an active location, so I had to kind of back up just a little bit, and so he did not get his willpower boost. I do remove that token in a minute. But yeah, I had thought I cleared a side quest because I forgot there was an active location. But that's okay. Haldir can still swing in and do a couple damage to that warg. And we travel to the other wooded riverbank or whatever that card's called. We're going to go to the next round and we're going to get a card that helps me put progress on locations. But we're going to spend 4 tactics resources and put in the Vigilant Dunedain. He does not exhaust to defend if there's a side quest in the victory display. So once I get one of these side quests in there, I have a defender on the table who never exhausts, and we are going to go against Gather Information. There's me removing that willpower boost token from Thurindeer. And so yeah, let's quest against Gather Info. So there's 3 more, there's 2 more, and then there's 4 more. So once again, we're sending 12. We are currently up against 6. All right, we're up against 6 threat, and we reveal, oh, good lord, it's the Hills of the Wilderland, +1 threat and progress for every character we control. Yep, Furial says no thank you. Gladden Fields is the next one, 3 threat location. So we will make 3 progress, which is 1 goes on the active and 2 goes on Gather Info. So the wooded riverbank is explored, and we get engaged by something, and it's not a hill troll, thank goodness. Okay, Goblin Sniper, little snipe. So the hill troll obviously would have killed my Vigilant Dunedain. So that, I mean, he would have died. That would have been a shame, but at least I wouldn't have lost the game. Let's travel to the Gladden Fields. We're going to have to defend, like by exhausting, because no side quest in the victory display yet. But he takes no damage, and then Haldir can kill this guy. He goes in his own discard pile. And I could have used straight shot, but I'm just going to hold on to it. Since I had a way to defend it, I like having options in my hand if I didn't have to do it. Once again, we're at a location that raises our threat by an additional 1, so let's do that. This is probably the longest I've gone with this deck without actually clearing a side quest. Ooh, another Vigilant Dunedain. That's nice. All right, so we're going to play Secret Vigil. We're going to attach it to the pack of wolves up there. They get -1 threat, and then when we kill them, we get to drop our threat by 4, the enemy's threat. So that's great. I have that Miner of the Iron Hills still. So, yep, let's just send characters on the quest. Once again, sending 12. We've actually have 1 less threat currently in staging, so we are up against 5. Come on. Okay, so this one makes us deal damage equal to the threat of the active location. If it's less than 3, it surges. So it's just 3 damage. I'm going to let Furial keep that one in play. That one added no threat. It's not an enemy. It's not a location. Gladden Fields goes in the victory display, and we finally clear a side quest. Okay. So Thurindeer gets a willpower boost, and then we get to look for any card we want, and I'm going to grab Scout Ahead. So that's the one that lets you kind of do some encounter deck manipulation and get rid of a card, and I'm hoping to really get rid of a nasty card. Okay, so I'm not going to have to worry about combat because I don't have to engage that pack of wolves, and I'm going to travel to the Lonely Lands, I believe it's called. So that's the one that if I was ever playing events during the quest phase, it would have gotten worse, but I never played an event. Haldir is once again attacking for 5, and he is 1 damage away from killing those wolves. That's fine. We're going to go into the next round. Things are looking decent. I'd like to get a different defender on the table for a hill troll. Ooh, and we get a Mirkwood Explorer. I'll take it. So when he quests successfully, you place a progress token on him, and then you can exhaust him and move all those progress tokens to a location. Very, very good ally. One of my favorite allies. He's very fun. Let's give Haldir another Dagger of Westernays. Since I have Furial, I have a way to get rid of that treachery that would make him discard attachments. Plus, I have the Miner of the Iron Hills. And we are going to quest against Scout Ahead. So it takes 4 progress to clear Scout Ahead. I am sending a lot more willpower now. I just added basically 3 willpower. So we are sending 15 against 3. And oh my gosh, it's the Banks of the Anduin. I can't believe it. This, of course, is amazing because when it's explored, you just put it back on top of the encounter deck. So that's a great card to have in play. Scout Ahead is gone. Now the deck's moving. It just takes a few rounds to get going. So Thurindeer gets a boost. Every time I say his name, I hope I'm saying it right. I'm probably not. I get him confused with some other characters. Ooh, okay, there's the treachery that makes me discard attachments. There's one that makes me damage all my allies. That's bad. There's a surging little goblin there. The other goblins aren't a big deal. I'm going to get rid of this doomed one and then either damage my allies or raise my threat for the number of allies. That's pretty nasty. Let's get rid of that card. Now let's rearrange. So with the Banks of the Anduin, it's a little tricky because every time I explore the Banks of the Anduin, it's going on top of the encounter deck. So you have to look at these 4 cards, assuming the Banks of the Anduin is going to be bouncing back into them. And I'm trying to get a certain one as a shadow and a certain one that maybe Furial can get rid of. Here's how I decided to do it. I got the cards arranged, and I'm actually not going to travel to the Banks of the Anduin. And let's not forget, after I kill this enemy of Haldir, that the Mirkwood Explorer should get a progress token on him. That's easy for me to forget. So Haldir kills the pack of wolves up there. I get to drop my threat by 4. I'm placing the progress. So yeah, that was successful. We only have 1 threat in staging, and we still have a side quest we can clear. So perfect. All right, everything is working out really well. And we draw the Dunedain Pipe. Oh, awesome. Okay, so I can attach that to Thurindeer and then exhaust it. Put a card in my hand on the bottom of my deck and draw a different card. I love this card. It just lets you cycle through your deck so fast. So I will use that straight shot that I never used against that little snipey snipe. And I draw a Legacy Blade, which gets +1 attack for every side quest in the victory display. And it's free. And I'm going to put that on Thurindeer. So now he also has 2 attachments. So now I have an option. If I ever have that treachery that makes me start discarding attachments, I can choose which hero is going to start discarding attachments. So that's great. And I know what I'm up against. So I'm going to be up against 3 threat total. So I can send exactly what I need. There's the little goblins. Here goes the Storm Comes. So that's in the victory display. Now my first ally does not require a resource match. I have 3 side quests in the victory display. I can travel to the Banks of the Anduin. I'm going to engage this goblin. I know what the shadow is. It's a card I wanted to get rid of. There it goes. That's the treachery that makes you discard attachments. And then Haldir can kill it. And yep, we're cruising. Vigilant Dunedain didn't exhaust to defend. Yep, everything's working right. This is how the deck's supposed to work. So let's just remember that progress token on the Mirkwood Explorer. And let's go into the next round. And this round we are going to advance to stage 2. And we get a Hands Upon the Bow. Okay, that is really nice. Okay, so I have enough resources to put in a second Vigilante Dunedain, and I'm going to spend lore resources to put him in, keeping the tactics resources for my events. And that's it for planning. We know what we're going to be up against. So let's send 16 against 3. We knew that card was coming. We cleared the Banks of the Anduin. That goes on top of the deck. We place 10 progress on the quest, so then you place a resource on it, but we advance. There's no evil creatures in play. We don't have to do the encounter phase, so we got to skip that whole effect. which was great. And now we are going to advance to stage 2A. Woodman under attack, and we're just going to add the Woodman village to the staging area. Each other player would have to reveal a card. Okay, let's look at stage 2B. It's 5 progress. No more than 1 progress can be placed on each location in the staging area each round. Forced, after the players travel to a location, add the top card of the evil creature deck to the staging area. The players cannot defeat the stage unless the first player controls Haldan. A lot of people get this deluxe and they're like, I can't find my Haldan card. It's on the other side of the Woodman Village card. It's a double-sided card. I think I did the same thing. Okay, the Woodman's Village, it's a 4/4. It's immune and forced. When it's explored, we're going to flip it over, and then Haldan's going to get guarded by the top card of the evil creature's deck. Okay, well, this is a perfect time to travel there, so let's do that. And so let's place the progress on that explorer. Gosh, I'm going to forget that. Okay, when we travel there, we get an enemy. Oh, okay, it's a goblin sniper. He stays up in staging, just checking. Yep, it gets added to the staging area, not engaged with us. And then I don't need to engage it. He's got super high threat. That's why I like Haldir for this quest, so he'll just shoot it down. So at this point, the only thing I'm really missing is a defender that I don't mind losing if I get a hill troll engaged with me. So I have 2 copies of the Durndingle Warrior and 2 copies of Defender Ramas. I'd like to get one of those in play. But instead we get Mablung. He's nice. He quests for 2. He costs 2. That's why he's in the deck. He's just a 1-of. So a little more willpower on the table. I know we are revealing the Banks of the Anduin, so we're going to be up against 4 threat. And so if I clear the active and place the 5 progress, as long as I can kill whatever enemy is guarding Haldan, we're going to advance to stage 3 in the combat phase. So let me just get the math exactly right here so I have enough characters ready. In case it is a hill troll, I want to be able to kill it. We're going to be sending 13 against 4, basically. Thurindeer is questing for 5. That's nuts. So there's the Bank of the Anduin. We explore this, and we get to flip it over and find Haldan. So there he is. He is an amazing objective ally, and he does get guarded by a hill troll. So, yep, it was pretty likely because I have already gone through quite a few of the characters in the evil creatures deck, and there's 2 hill trolls in there. In anticipation of a hill troll, I left the East Road Ranger ready, so she's going to defend, and she definitely dies. We have to add this stray goblin to the staging area. He engages you when you engage another enemy, and he can't be optionally engaged. East Road Ranger dies, and there's 2 excess damage, so I have to raise my threat by 2. That's not bad. And then I have plenty of attack to kill. So Haldir is attacking for 5, and then each of these Vigilant Dunedains are attacking for 3, and I even have Fury already still. So the Hill Troll goes in the discard pile. It doesn't go into Victory Display. It goes in the discard pile. And we get Haldan! He's a 2/3/1/4 objective ally, and while there's an active location, he does not exhaust to quest. If we lose him, we lose the game. What an amazing objective ally. So we now have him, so that's great. So as long as there's an active location, he's sending 2 willpower, and then 3 attack is there for combat. And he's not immune to player card effects, so awesome. And so we should advance to stage 3 right now. I realized that after I do planning of next round, I had forgotten to actually place the progress on the quest, so it didn't remind me that I had 5 progress there. We are good to go here, so let's go into the next round. Let's not forget the progress on the Mirkwood Explorer, and we draw, there we go, the Durndingle Warrior. So he defends for 2, has 3 hit points, but then you can give him a damage when he's defending to give him +3 defense. So that's good tech against the Hill Troll. He can defend it very well. Even if he dies, you don't have to raise your threat most likely. And so that's all I'm going to do, and we're going to quest. And this is when I realized, hey, we should have advanced to stage 3. We control Haldan, so let's see what stage 3 has to say. All right, the Passage of the Ford. When revealed, we're going to add the Old Ford to the staging area. Other players would have to add evil creatures. The Old Ford is a 5/5. It's immune, gets +5 quest points for each enemy in play. And then after it becomes the active location, each enemy in the staging area is going to make an immediate attack against the first player. Side 3B is 5 quest points. We cannot travel to the Old Ford unless there is 5 progress here. And then forced, at the beginning of the quest phase, add the top card of the evil creatures deck to the staging area. This stage cannot be defeated while the Old Fort is in play. When the Old Fort is explored, the players win the game. Alrighty. So, nothing really mattered that we didn't advance here at the right time, except now that we are at the quest phase, so at the beginning of the quest phase, before you commit characters, reveal the top card of the evil creatures deck. It is a Hill Troll. I shouldn't say revealed. You flip it over and add it to the staging area. Okay, so it's another Hill Troll, And we need to place 5 progress on the quest so we can travel to the Old Ford. We know if we clear the banks of the Anduin, that's going on top of the deck. So after thinking about it for a moment, I'm not going to worry about placing the progress on the quest so I can travel to the Old Ford. Instead, I'm going to send everybody on the quest, and then I'm going to exhaust the Mirkwood Explorer and move all of his progress to the banks of the Anduin, which puts it on top of the deck, so that's what I'm revealing. And so then I only reveal 1 threat. I'm going to make 3 progress on the quest. That's fine. And that's going to let me travel to the banks of the Anduin again. So I'm okay with that. So now we have to engage the Hill Troll, which makes the Stray Goblin come down as well. And my Not Hasty Ent is not ready to handle this Hill Troll. I have 2 enemies engaged with me, but I still have one of those straight shots. So you exhaust a weapon, and if an enemy has 0 defense, you just discard it. So the Stray Goblin does have 0 defense, so we get rid of that guy. And the Hill Troll is going to be attacking me for 6, and I just have to either throw one of my Vigilante Dunadantes in front of it or Mablung. I think Mablung will jump in front. And, oh, crud. Okay, +2 attack. So Mablung is very dead, and I have to raise my threat by quite a bit because all excess damage goes as threat. But I'm very close to winning. Probably should have just had one of the Vigilant Dunedains jump in front. But I wanted to make sure I could kill it. So 3 + 3 + 3 plus Haldir's 5. Oh, yeah, okay, I had enough. So again, the Hill Troll does not go into victory display. Evil creatures just go in their own discard pile, even if they have victory points. That's what the rule insert says. Okay, going into the next round. So what I need to do here is make sure I get up to 5 progress on the quest, and then I can travel to the Old Ford. Okay, I'm going to use the Dunedain Pipe to get rid of that Dagger of Westernays I just drew, and that draws me a Daron's Runes. Daron's Runes draws me Furial and another Evening Star. Well, that's nice, because now I can clear the banks of the Anduin. So the way the Evening Star works is you place 2 progress on a location if you play it, and then you get to place 2 more progress on a location for every copy in your discard pile. And so I almost put it in the discard pile, and I decided to put Furial because I was thinking I wanted to clear the location in staging, but that's actually not smart. Okay, so we're in the quest phase now, and we get the Wolf Rider, who's a real wimp. But I was thinking I'm going to clear the banks of the Anduin, and then somehow also clear the one in staging. It doesn't work that way. I don't want to clear the location in staging, and I needed 3 progress on the banks of the Anduin. So anyway, I'm saying all this because I should have just discarded one of these Evening Stars to Daron's Runes, not Furial. So I ended up having to spend 4 resources to clear the banks of the Anduin when I could have just spent 2. It doesn't really matter, but it was just watching this replay, I'm like, what was I thinking? Why did I spend 4 resources to place the progress when I could have just spent 2? Because I would have already had one in my discard pile from Daron's Runes. Alrighty, so I know I'm revealing 1 threat. I have this real wimpy Warg Rider up in staging. And yeah, all I got to do is make sure I get up to 5 progress on the quest. So plenty of willpower. Absolutely no problem with a Banks of the Anduin. Let's travel to the Old Ford, and then we get attacked by everything in the staging area. So the Vigilant Dunedain defends without exhausting. Raise my threat for each enemy engaged with me. That's none. Okay. Then all we do is engage this little Wolf Rider. Once again, Vigilant Dunedain defends without exhausting. Attacking enemy gets +2. Glad I didn't see that guy the whole game. So he gets really mad because he just took some damage. So he's going to exhaust, kill that guy. And all we got to do at this point is make sure we put enough progress on the Old Ford, and we will win the game. Okay, our final round, we draw the Warden of Healing. Okay, that's nice. So we can heal all the damage on the board. So I'm going to put the Warden of Healing into play. I'm going to use lore resource. Actually, I'm going to use tactics resources to put him into play, and then I'm going to spend 2 lore resources after I heal 2 characters to ready the Warden, and then I'm going to exhaust the Warden again, heal some more damage, and then I can even spend 2 more lore resources to ready him back up. Okay, let's add the top card of the Evil Creatures deck. It is a Marsh Adder, so it's 3 threat. So I need to make 10 progress on the active location, and that's assuming another enemy doesn't come out. I don't think I can quite do that. I'd rather just kill the enemies and make sure I have at least 5 on there. So let's send a total of 16, and we are up against 7 at the moment. The card we reveal is, oh, it's another Banks of the Anduin, so it's just a 1 threat location. So we are going to place 5 plus 3 more, so we're going to put 8 on the active location, and as long as I kill this Marsh Adder, we win the game. So the Thurindeer warrior is going to defend, and he says while he's defending, you can damage him to give him the defense boost. I'm going to wait to trigger that because there are shadows that are worse if the character is currently damaged. So this shadow says give him another shadow card. So I can wait to deal him the damage after I resolve shadow effects, and there's no shadow here. But the shadow is like +1 attack, +2 if the character is damaged. So you actually have an action window after you trigger the shadow effects. So anyway, I damaged him, so he defended for 5. You have to raise your threat when the Marsh Adder attacks you. The Warden healed all the damage on the table, and then everybody that's ready is going to swing back and kill the Marsh Adder. So we actually went through the entire evil creatures deck. We killed all 8 of those enemies, but there is 5 progress on the Old Ford. There's no enemies in play, and we have defeated this game. All right, so let's take a look at the loss. So here we are. I already have this big enemy up in staging. I clear one of these wooded river banks, so now I have to get engaged by the top card of the Evil Creatures deck. And you can see I got a pretty good board state, and we get the Hill Troll. I had just put the Vigilant Dunedain into play this round, so he is going to die. I also had advanced to stage 2 that round, so I'm going to be getting an Evil Creature next round as well. All right, the Vigilant Dunedain defends. This shadow does nothing, so he dies. I have to raise my threat by 1. That really stinks, because if it had been any other enemy, he could have been defending it no problem. Okay, so we are going to kill this Hill Troll by using Haldir, who's currently attacking for 6, plus I'm going to raise my threat by 3 to ready Eowyn, and she's going to do her big bomb attack. So we kill the Hill Troll, which is really great. So the very next round, we're going to successfully quest, and then I am going to travel, and this quest stage is the one that says when you travel somewhere, you need to get the top card off the Evil Creatures deck. So I need to travel to the Woodman's village so I can get Haldan, and of course, the Hill Trolls were back to back. So now I got the Hill Troll again. I do not have a good way to defend it this time, so I guess Mablung's going to have to jump in front. I was going to do Gone, but I decided to do Mablung. Mablung's going to die, and I'm going to have to raise my threat by quite a bit. And in fact, I have to raise it by enough that now that Goblin troop up in staging is going to come down and get me next turn. And I also can't kill the Hill Troll because Eowyn's thing is only a once-a-game thing. So next round, Hill Troll still engage with me, Goblin troop coming down. Even if I got a defender in, I would still be losing a hero. And so, yeah, that was the end of the game for me. So getting the Hill Trolls early, back-to-back, when I couldn't handle them, really hurt. Even though I had a pretty good board state going, it took me out. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the win and the loss, and look forward to having you watch the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.